Let's start by crocheting the turtle shell part. Let's start with a dark green yarn. Make a loop around your finger. Magic ring. Hook a CH chain stitch first. Thread the crochet hook down through the loop, bringing the thread out. Then wind the wire through the coil. This is ACH. Next, hook the first loop. That's 6 SC single crochet. The SC hooks are. Crochet hook down the wire to bring out. Threading the wire through the coil. This is NSC. You can mark the stitches in the SC. This V shape is its stitch size. And then 5 more SC in a row. After all 6 SCs have been hooked, tighten the coil. Work as SSL straight with first stitch ship stitch. Crochet through an entire stitch of the first stitch. Bring the thread out of the stitch. Bringing the thread directly out of the loop again. This is the ship stitch. And then you hook a CH on each loop. Once you've hooked the CH, you can hook the second loop. Each loop is worked from the same stitch as the ship stitch. That's where the first stitch is. And then the second loop is a total of 6 inch increase. That is 2 SC on each stitch. That's 1 SC. The second one is still hooked on the same stitch. This is an ink. Keep ticking 5 more inks. Six more ink. After the hook, do not stitch with the first ship stitch yet, because we need to change yarn in the third loop. Then we go back half a stitch on this last SC, forming a SC unfinished needle. Then change to light green yarn. Wrap the yarn around, bringing out the coil. This changes the yarn. And then ship stitch with the first stitch. We can place the thread on the crochet hook to hide the yarn. Ship stitch followed by ACH. Ship stitch before each lap. Then hook ACH. Next, hook a third loop. The pattern of the third loop is NSC. Then the next stitch an ink. This way 1 SC, 1 ink for group. Repeat for a total of 6 groups. Demonstrate again. 1 SC, an ink. This yarn is hidden for a few stitches and then you can cut it off. And then keep repeating. Finish the circle. Hook the fourth loop after you've hooked it, ship stitch first. Then hook ACH. The fourth loop requires 2 colors. Start with a light green SC. Then the next stitch is a dark green, so we are only halfway through this SC. And then we switch to a darker green yarn. Wrap the yarn and bring it in. Then on the next stitch, hook a dark green SC. The next stitch is still dark green. It's a dark green ink. And then the next stitch is a light green one. So let's change the thread here first. The pattern of the fourth loop is a light green SC, a dark green SC, and a dark green ink as a group. Repeat for a total of 6 groups. Let's go over it again. A light green SC. The SC is only half hooked before the color change. Then a dark green SC. And then a dark green ink. The second SC of ink is only half hooked, then change to light green. after the 4th loop, and then the 5th loop, because the beginning of the 5th loop is going to use the light green line, so the last SC of the 4th loop is half a stitch back, forming a SC unfinished pin. Then replace the light green yarn with the light green yarn. Ship stitch with the first stitch. Hook ACH. The pattern for the 5th loop is to start with a light green SC, then change colors. Two more dark green SCs in a row. Then a dark green ink. Then do a color change. The pattern for the 5th circle is 1 light green SC, 2 dark green SC, 1 dark green ink for a group. Repeat for a total of 6 groups. Demonstrate again a light green SC. Then change the color. Two dark green SC. 1 dark green ink. Color change, a light green SC. Two dark green SC. 1 dark green ink. Now it's all 6 groups. And then the 6th circle also starts in light green. So the last SC of the 5th circle. Go back half a stitch and make a color change. Ship stitch with the first stitch. Hook ACH. Next up are the 6th through 8th circuits. It's the same pattern. Start with a light green SC. Then change to dark green. Four more dark green SCs. Then do a color change. This way a light green SC, 4 dark green SC as a group. Repeat for a total of 6 groups. Then after the 6 ticks, on the last stitch at the end of each loop, switch back to light green yarn, and then we'll start the next round. The same pattern is followed for the 7th and 8th loops. And now for the 8th lap, 6 more repetitions to complete the crochet, and then ship stitch, crochet ACH. Next, crochet the 9th to 10th rounds, or hooked on flow. That is the stitches that are close to this half of your body. And then we pick the flow. The pattern is the same for the 9th and 10th circles. It's all 30 SC, and all crocheted in light green yarn. Slightly looser when hooking. Don't pull the yarn too tight. After the 9th loop, make a ship stitch with the first stitch. Hook a CH, then hook the 10th stitch. The 10th loop is over a whole stitch. Crochet 30 SC. After the 30th CR, crochet with the first ship stitch, then break the thread. The dark green line can also be cut. Slightly hide the yarn for a few stitches. This completes our turtle shell.